statues, lost to the darkness, appeared as if from nowhere. The Lion of Knidos reared beside the massive head of an Easter Island statue. Then darkness swallowed the guardians away as the lightning died out. Harry felt a chill and pebbling of gooseflesh. His pace hurried. He swore under his breath with each step, "Blading buggered pieces of crap." His litany helped calm him. He reached the doors to the north wing and ducked inside, greeted by the familiar mix of mustiness and ammonia. He was grateful to have solid walls around him again. He played his torch down the long hall. Nothing seemed amiss, but he was required to check each of the wing's galleries. He did a fast calculation. If he hurried, he could complete his circuit with enough time for another fast smoke. With the promise of a nicotine fix luring him, he set off down the hall, the beam of his torch preceding him. The North Wing had become host to the museum's anniversary showcase, an ethnographical collection portraying a complete picture of human achievement down the ages, spanning all cultures, like the Egyptian gallery with its mummies and sarcophagi. He continued hurriedly, ticking off the various cultural galleries: Celtic, Byzantine, Russian, Chinese. Each suite of rooms was locked down by a security gate. With the loss of power, the gates had dropped automatically. At last, the hall's end came into sight. Most of the gallery's collections were only temporarily housed here, transferred from the Museum of Mankind for the anniversary celebration. But the end gallery had always been here, for as far back as Harry could recall. It housed the museum's Arabian display, a priceless collection of antiquity from across the Arabian peninsula. The gallery had been commissioned and paid for by one family, a family grown rich by its oil ventures in that region. The donations to keep such a gallery in permanent residence at the British Museum was said to top £5 million per annum. One had to respect that sort of dedication. Or not. With a snort at such a foolish waste of good money, Harry splayed his torch's spot across the engraved brass plate above the doorway, the Kensington Gallery, also known as the Bitch's Attic. While Harry had never encountered Lady Kensington, from the talk among the employees, it was clear that any slight to her gallery, dust on a cabinet, a display card with a smudge on it, a piece of antiquity not properly positioned, was met with the severest reprimand. The gallery was her personal pet project, and none withstood her wrath. Jobs were lost in her wake, claiming even a former director. It was this concern that kept Harry a few moments longer at his post outside the gallery's security gate. He swept his torch around the entrance room with more than casual thoroughness. Yet again, all was in order. As he turned away, withdrawing his torch, movement drew his eye. He froze, torch pointing at the floor. Deep within the Kensington Gallery, in one of the farther rooms, a bluish glow wandered slowly, shifting shadows with its passage. Another torch. Someone was in the gallery. Harry felt his heart pounding in his throat. A break-in. He fell against the neighboring wall. His fingers scrambled for his radio. Through the walls, thunder reverberated, sonorous and deep. He thumbed his radio. "I have a possible intruder here in the North Wing. Please advise." He waited for his shift leader to respond. Gene Johnson might be a wanker, but he was also a former RAF officer. He knew his shit. The man's voice answered his call, but dropouts ate most of his words, interference from the electrical storm. "Possible. Are you sure? Hold until... Are the gates secure?" Harry stared back at the lowered security gates. Of course, he should have checked to see if they had been breached. Each gallery had only one entrance into the hall. The only other way into the sealed rooms was through one of the high windows, but they were wired against breakage or intrusion. And though the storm had knocked out main power, the backup generators kept the security grid online. No alarms had been raised at Central Command. Harry imagined Johnson was already switching cameras, running through this wing, bearing down on the Kensington Gallery. He risked a glance into the 5-room suite. The glow persisted deep in the gallery. Its passage seemed aimless, casual, not the determined sweep of a thief. He did a quick check on the security gate. Its electronic lock glowed green. It had not been breached. He stared back at the glow. Maybe it was just the passing of some car's headlights through the gallery's windows. Johnson's voice over his radio, cutting in and out, startled him. "Not picking up anything on the vid. Camera 5 is out. Stay put. Others on the way." Any remaining words disappeared into the ether, fritzed by the electrical storm. Harry stood by the gate. Other guards were coming as